considering the finance bill and at the same time suspend the ongoing public participation. Busia Senator Okiya Omtata and a Kenyan by the name Eliud Karanja argue that the Finance Bill 2024 was tabled prematurely in Parliament and is required to come only after the consideration of the Appropriation Bill 2024, which provides the fiscal framework which the Finance Act can be anchored on. Busia Senator Okiya Omtata and a Kenyan by the name Eliud Karanja argue that the Finance Bill 2024 was tabled prematurely in Parliament and it's required to come only after the consideration of the Appropriations Bill 2024, which provides the fiscal framework which the Finance Act can be anchored on. The two now want Chief Justice Martha Koome to constitute a not less than 3-judge bench to look into the matter, certified as urgent while warning that such a move risks exposing the country to losing taxes which are unbudgeted for. This comes even as the Institute of Certified Public Accountants in Kenya slammed the government for not providing a predictable tax policy.
The Institute is concerned on the inconsistency between the proposals in the Finance Bill 2024 and the National Tax Policy and the medium-term revenue strategy provisions that enable predictability and stability in tax laws.
Similar sentiments were echoed by the Linda Ugatuzi Forum.
To America, as if America is doing things are well, while at home even your DP does not want to hear your taxes. Convince your DP because he has left you. He believes the taxes are too high for his people. Come and have that conversation at home. Don't run away from Kenya.
The Kenya Kwanza regime and its tax policy is draconian, it is punitive, it is oppressive.
Joel Chacha, K24 TV, Nairobi.
2 people have died as Tropical Storm Iali hits Kenya's coastal regions, disrupting ocean activities, leading to significant property damage. Residents are counting their losses as the storm leaves a trail of destruction. Boniface Msangi with that report.
The tropical storm Iali has hit coastal counties since yesterday, claiming 2 lives, a young pupil from Marekani City Center and a middle-aged man in Rabai Kaloleni were killed. The child was struck by a flying iron sheet while playing at school, and the man died when a wall collapsed on him.
Kuna miti ya stima imeanguka, lakini pale Marekani ECD moja imetoka mabati, imeua mtoto mmoja, 4 wako seriously injured.
Kilifi Governor Gideon Mung'aro confirmed the ECD child's tragic death, which led to the temporary closure of all ECD centers in the region for a week to monitor the situation.
Kuanzia kesho shule zote za ECD, kila mtandao mtakaweza kutumia zifungwe mpaka wiki ijayo, kwa sababu na watoto wasiruhusiwe kukaa karibu na mashule. Sasa hii tayari ripoti tuko nayo ni hao watoto wa Marekani, Huduma Center Kilifi, nusu ya parking yao imeenda, magari yameharibika kwa wingi.
Kilifi North Deputy County Commissioner Samuel Mutisia reported significant destruction, including the blowing off of his parking lot, which damaged government vehicles. The Huduma Center and a housing cooperative society building in Chumani were also severely affected by the storm. In Mombasa and Kwale counties, the storm caused high ocean tides, uprooted trees, and knocked down electric poles. Fishermen and residents have been advised to stay away from the beaches.
Shule ya pili ya machekechea ya pili ni Chira ECD, ambapo pale bati limeweza kupeperushwa na upepo mkali. Kuna Bamba ECD, HGM Primary pale Malindi, mtu umeweza kuanguka kwenye shule hiyo. Kuna Nambani Pre-Primary School Bamba, ambapo pia ni bati ambalo limeweza kupeperushwa.
Tukasikia tu sauti imetoka. Kwa kwenda kuangalia, taona upepo tena umekuja. Mtu ukarudi. Mara ya 3 tulisikia tu sauti, mtu kama umeanguka.
The arrival of the cruise ship MS Insignia with 780 tourists at the port of Mombasa was also impacted. MS Insignia manager Lawrence Baresa recounted the ordeal they faced at the sea.
That we braved the storm that traveled between Madagascar and the Kenyan coast. So we had a very rough 2 sea days ahead of reaching Kenya.
It was rough. It was definitely rough, and it lasted about 2 days. They tied down all the dining chairs. They told you to wear flat shoes so that you could balance better.
Kenya Ports Authority MD Captain William Ruto assures ship operators of their safety at the port.
We are taking all the necessary precautions to ensure that everything is safe. The vessels that are inside the port are safe. And we are also giving advisories to the vessels that are coming to the port.
This situation comes as Kilifi County Meteorological Department Director Jessica Tausi explained that the storm Iyali is linked to the recent storm Hidaya, which affected Tanzania a few days ago.
Please avoid venturing until the storm is over, because the ocean is very rough.
Boniface Msangi, K24, Mombasa.
A family in Chesiwo village, Chesikaki ward, Mount Elgon sub-county in Bungoma County has lost 4 family members after a heavy downpour that led to mudslides. Our reporter John Makuba joins us with more on the unfortunate incident.
It is a somber mood in Chesiwo village, Chesikaki ward in Mount Elgon. A family lost its breadwinner and 3 school-going pupils. The villagers say the heavy rain started at around 8 p.m., leading to a mudslide that covered the homestead, injuring at least 2 people.
Watoto watatu wamefariki, wawili walizikwa na mchanga, mmoja alifariki, nyumba ilimgonga kichwa, misumari ilimgonga na akafariki baada ya kushughulikiwa kupewa first aid, lakini haikuwezekana.
Kila kitu imebebwa, hakuna namna yoyote tunaweza fanya. Tunaomba serikali mtusaidie, tuna uchungu serikali mtusaidie. Tungeomba mtusaidie, tutoa hata watoto kwa mchanga. Hawaonekani. Tunaona tu vichwa, hatuoni chochote.
The 3 pupils died on spot, while the father died while receiving treatment at Bungoma County Referral Hospital, even as the mother of the 3 is still being nursed at a nearby hospital.
Paka sasa hivi hawajai tua pande hii ya Mlima Elgon kuambia watu wetu wateremuke waishi mahali kwingine. Kwa nini wangoje wakati huu? Watu wetu wamekufa, watu wetu wameumia, vyakula hakuna, imeenda na maji. Saa hizi ndio wanakimbia pande hii. Nataka niwaombe leo, musingoje muambiwe mtoke. Nataka mtoke tu wote, hata tujenge hema kule chini, ama tuende kwa mashule. Hiyo shule ni yetu community. Watoto waende nyumbani, wananchi waishi hapo.
The residents are to this end calling on the county and the national governments to come up with disaster mitigation measures to avert such incidents.
Kuna pesa imetengwa katika janga kama hili, lakini hiyo pesa inakulwa katika hii county tu. Tangu mvua ianze katika nchi yetu ya Kenya, mpaka sasa hivi hawajai tua pande hii ya Mlima Elgon.
Wahisani wetu, popote ambapo mtasikia sauti hii, waje tujumuika pamoja ili tunusuru maisha mengine zaidi ambayo hatutarajii kuipoteza.
John Makuba, K24 TV.
Nairobi County tops the list of vandalism cases of electrical equipment, mainly transformers, which has been the main cause of power outages in several parts of the country. A total of 220 transformers were vandalized last year countrywide, costing the taxpayer a total of 220 million as replacement costs. According to Kenya Power, a total of 78 transformers have already been vandalized this year with a value of 78 million. Here is Majibu Kisao with more.
Nairobi County tops the list of counties with cases of vandalism of Kenya Power and lighting equipment, followed closely by Kiambu and parts of Embu and Machakos.
Nairobi still tops in the areas with vandalism, then Kiambu and parts of Embu and Machakos counties top in the vandalism prone areas, which are areas we have increased security operations and engagements. And of course, we are glad that Ngao has also taken this up.
Speaking during a dialogue forum with scrap metal dealers and the Consumer Federation of Kenya, COFEC, Kenya Power says that in 2023, 220 transformers worth 220 million were vandalized. This year, 78 transformers have already been vandalized, valued at 78 million Kenya shillings.
When we talk about transformer vandalism, last year we lost 220 transformers, last calendar year, valued at around 220 million, cost of replacement. This year to date, we lost around 78, valued at 78 million there. And this is a good reduction as compared to other years. And of course, we are seeing this year that the vandalism will be lesser.
The different stakeholders highlighted the detrimental effects vandalism, especially of energy infrastructure, has had on the economy, both agreeing to work together to bring back sanity.
Continuous vetting of all stakeholders engaged in the scrap metal trade, including collectors, main scrap metal dealers, melters, and exporters. Joint inspections of business premises to ensure compliance with the law, filing of returns by dealers as per the Scrap Metal Act and Scrap Metal Regulations, a more robust regulatory framework in the scrap metal trade to weed out rogue elements who are direct beneficiaries of vandalism.
The law, the Scrap Metal Council, the Scrap Metal Act, there are a few grey areas, of course, that were not unique. Those are things that we have worked on amendments. We are waiting, perhaps the Parliament should be able to help us so that we can be able to ensure that we protect the infrastructure within the country.
Majibu Kisao for K24 TV, Nairobi.
The Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission has obtained orders freezing 18 million bank account belonging to KNH CEO Evanson Kamuri, who is alleged to be involved in corruption at KNH. The commission on Wednesday conducted an operation that they say will provide enough evidence to pursue the case further. Kamuri is currently under investigation for alleged involvement in various forms of corruption and economic crimes at the hospital.
The Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission is now pointing its guns towards Kenyatta National Hospital, aiming at the CEO, Dr. Evanson Njoroge Kamuri, who is alleged to be involved in graft. On Wednesday, following orders issued by the court, the commission conducted a successful investigative operation targeting Dr. Evanson Njoroge Kamuri, who is currently under investigation for alleged involvement in various forms of corruption and economic crimes at the hospital. The commission is investigating allegations that the suspect has engaged in abuse of office, conflict of interest, and irregular award of tenders worth 634,465,000 Kenya shillings to companies associated with him. The KNH case is part of wider investigations targeting various state corporations where some public officials are embezzling public funds, compromising the delivery of essential services to the citizens. The commission has also obtained court orders preserving 28 million Kenya shillings in Dr. Kamuri's account at HFC Bank pending completion of investigations.
United Nations Convention Against Corruption.
Elsewhere, Chief of Staff and Head of Public Service Felix Koskei now says that an all-government approach is needed to fight corruption in the country. Speaking during the regional conference of the Eastern Africa Anti-Corruption Platform, Koskei noted that corruption is still rampant in government despite many policies put in place to end the vice. The Head of Public Service, however, says there has been a great improvement in the war on graft and that the government efforts are bearing fruits.
The entire government has to fight corruption, and that this country should be run in line with the rule of law. We are conscious of the fact that corruption has permeated across sectors. That is, we are conscious. We cannot deny. And the war against it has to be systematic, but within the law, because the process is going on. You can see arrests across. You can see people being taken to court, but Kenyans have gotten used to breaking news. There is not going to be too much breaking news in fighting corruption because we are going systematically, we are investigating them so that when somebody is arrested, we have some evidence to indicate that that person is culpable. And that is what we are doing.
Clearly, corruption manifests itself in acquisition of property, and of course people want to spread their risks by investing in other countries, and so we are already working very actively towards that.
Brian Amoai, K24, Nairobi.
Well, that report by Brian brings us to a fast break right here on K24 Evening Edition. I'll be back with more updates in a short while.